देखो, prelims fact में the first topic that we want to discuss is the World Heritage Site status being given to Moidam. So we'll understand what Moidam is and how the World Heritage status is given. पर उससे पहले we should know briefly something about UNESCO. UNESCO is a UN body which does a lot of activities related to education, related to science, related to culture. And one of its key areas, or one of the key areas that it focuses upon, is conservation and preservation of heritage sites. अब ये सारी heritage sites पे तो focus नहीं करेगा, तो heritage sites which are of outstanding universal value for there, it emphasizes on those heritage sites. And then there is this convention concerning the protection of world cultural and natural heritage site. Under this convention, we recognize, or the different countries in the world gets their natural or cultural heritage site recognized as World Heritage Site. So recently, one more site from India, Moidam in Assam, has been recognized as World Heritage Site. हमें उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा पढ़ना है. तो note a few things that under UNESCO there is this committee, World Heritage Committee, which takes the decision on whether a site will be included in the list or not. Now, this committee consists of 21 state parties which are selected by UNG, which are elected by United Nations General Assembly. So देखो, UN में in future we will study many other bodies. We will see that United Nations General Assembly is like their parliament. So United Nations में UNGA makes there are different functions of United Nations General Assembly. One function is अलग अलग बॉडीज में जो कमेटी बनती है, जैसे यूनाइटेड फॉर यूनेस्को आल्सो अ कमेटी हैज बीन फॉर्म्ड. इट विल बी इलेक्टेड बाय यूनाइटेड नेशन जनरल असेंबली. व्हाई एम आई एम्फसाइजिंग ऑन इट? बिकॉज राइट नाउ इंडिया इज वन ऑफ द मेंबर ऑफ द कमेटी. तो आपसे कभी कभी प्रिलिमिनरी एग्जामिनेशन में दिस गेट्स आस्क्ड. तो फ्रॉम फॉर द पीरियड 2021 to 25 इंडिया इज अ मेंबर of this committee. So when you will be writing the examination, India is a member of the committee. That's why you should be aware of it. And for the first time ever, the session of World Heritage Committee was held in India in July. इस बार जुलाई में सेशन कहाँ हुआ था World Heritage Committee का? It was held in India. This was the 46th session, but for the first time it was being held in India. It was held in New Delhi. And उसी meeting में what was decided? It was decided that this burial site will be included as World Heritage Site. Now, there are 10 criteria based on which based on which any cultural or natural heritage site will be included into the list of World Heritage Site. This criteria earlier was divided between 6 criteria for cultural heritage sites and 4 criteria for natural heritage site. But in 2005, they decided to create one set of 10 criteria which is applicable for both the kinds of World Heritage Sites, cultural as well as natural. Now, India में currently there are 43 World Heritage Sites. उसमें से 35 are cultural, 7 are natural, and 1 is mixed. Now, we do not have to remember all these sites. We do not have to. पर prelims fact में मैं क्या कोशिश करता हूँ कि all you have the list of the sites so that you can regularly go through it. In case in future, देखो, last year they asked a question कि which of the following sites was added in the World Heritage list in 2023. So we had in current affairs, we had studied 2023 में कौन सा site add हुआ था. We had studied that portion. It was easy for students to attempt it. But sometimes they may ask you this question: arrange the following World Heritage Sites from north to south. Or sometimes they may ask you which of the following are included in the World Heritage Site list. So if you have, while studying about World Heritage Site, briefly gone through which are the sites right now, you'll be able to recall. जैसे आप दिल्ली में रह रहे हो, so that Qutub complex in Mehroli is included in it. The Humayun's tomb is included in it. आप दिल्ली में रह रहे हो, तो you will someday plan to go to Agra. So Agra Fort is included in it. Taj Mahal is also included in it. आप आगरा जाते हैं तो आप you go through Jaipur. Jaipur में जंतर मंतर is included in it. From Jaipur, when you go to Agra, you pass through Fatehpur Sikri. Fatehpur Sikri वाले monuments भी included हैं उसमें. The point is, when you go through this, some of you may be from Mumbai, so Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus is included as a World Heritage Site here. ये चीजें हमें ना बस रटनी नहीं है. What we don't have to do is that we will try to remember all these 35 lists on a 35 sites on our tips. No, go through them and just think of what these things are. This is city of Ahmedabad. The old city of Ahmedabad has been included in it in the list in 2017. अब हमें ये याद करके नहीं रखना, but when you go through it, you'll see, oh, there is no other city. ये है यहाँ पे. तो in case questions, factual questions, this section is prelims fact. The factual questions get asked in the examination related to this. We'll be comfortable. We'll be able to answer them easily. Last year when Nikhil sir and Vishal sir looked at the paper, they said, यार ये SSC type का paper बना दिया है. Because factual, UPSC never asked कि 2023 में कौन सा World Heritage Site में add हुआ है, कौन सा site. But they asked those kind of things. So be prepared for all eventualities. And therefore, whenever you revise this booklet, एक बार list से go through होना. There are 35 cultural heritage sites. There are 35 में latest वाला कौन सा है? बरियल साइट इन असम. उससे लास्ट ईयर वाले 2 हैं. ये 3 ज्यादा डिटेल में देख लेंगे, बाकी सबके बारे में थोड़ा थोड़ा पता होगा. एंड डोंट वरी, आपको निखिल सर या विशाल सर सारे वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट्स के बारे में हिस्ट्री और आर्ट एंड कल्चर में पढ़ाते ही. इनफैक्ट निखिल सर हैज अ video on YouTube. In fact, he has 2-3 videos on YouTube where in 2021 he had covered all the World Heritage Sites in India in a lot of detail. उसके बाद कुछ और ऐड हो गए हैं, but if you go through that, you will realize that almost 50% of the questions from art and culture can be done. इतनी सारी sites जब पढ़ोगे इंडिया के, you will be able to answer most of the art and culture question also. So I'm not focused on covering the culture part. I'm focused on covering the factual part of it, which are the World Heritage Sites that we have in the country. Now, कुछ और interesting चीजें देखो. If you'll come to natural heritage site में there is Great Himalayan National Park, which is located in Himachal Pradesh. Then you will see Nanda Devi and Valley of Flower National Park, which is located in Uttarakhand. Then you will see Kaziranga and Manas, both are located in Assam. So Assam में so far only 2 World Heritage Sites were located. Which one? Kaziranga National Park and Manas Wildlife Sanctuary. Now the third one has been added, जिसके बारे में हम पढ़ रहे हैं, जिस वजह से the topic on World Heritage Site was in news. Right? So far these 2 were there, but if you'll come here, you would see the mound burial system of the Ahom dynasty in 2024 also got added. So now Assam has 3 World Heritage Sites. उसमें 2 are natural and 1 is cultural. Then Sundarban National Park, Western Ghats, and you'll also say Keoladev National Park in Rajasthan. These are some of the World Heritage Site in the natural category. We will study about all these things in a lot of detail when we are studying environment, biodiversity and climate change. वहाँ पे मैं सारे national parks, biodiversity, biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries, ये सारे आपको जो भी exam के लिए relevant है पढ़ाते हैं, and these things are the most relevant ones. So we cover them thoroughly, means each and every for each one of them you will know a paragraph, but not here. Here the focus is not environment, biodiversity wala, covering all those aspects. Here the focus is on you being able to understand which of them is a World Heritage Site. Now, सारे national parks World Heritage Site नहीं है इंडिया में, है ना? इसीलिए it's important that you are on map able to think of which are all these sites which are World Heritage Site. तो वैसे सोचोगे map wise, तो सबसे ऊपर हिमाचल प्रदेश, Great Himalayan National Park, then उत्तराखंड में नंदा देवी वाला, नंदा देवी and Valley of Flower. Then if you come to Assam, Assam में you have काजीरंगा and मानस. थोड़ा और जाओगे तो राजस्थान, राजस्थान में केवलादेव, then यहाँ पे सुंदरबन and नीचे वेस्टर्न घाट्स. तो think on the map of India, the natural heritage sites of India, natural World Heritage Sites of India, it would be easy. Which are those World Heritage Sites, natural World Heritage Sites in India? Himachal Pradesh में Great Himalayan National Park, then नहीं Nanda Devi and Valley of Flower, Uttarakhand. फिर come to Assam, काजीरंगा Wildlife Sanctuary and Manas. Then वहीं पे वेस्ट बंगाल में आ जाओगे तो सुंदरबंस, इधर आ जाओगे केवलादेव and नीचे वेस्टर्न घाट्स. These are the 7 ones which are. अब देखो, you may be given as a list of in the test. Let's say the test that comes next week, you may be given a list of national park. Panna National Park, है ना? give me some more national parks. You may be given Rajaji National Park. You may be given, let's say, an important one. Lete Bandipur National Park. Bandipur is a very important national park. And then you may be given any one of them and asked, इनमें से कौन सा national park भी है और World Heritage Site भी है. You should be able to answer that. And it बहुत difficult नहीं होता if you have thought of it many a times, if you have visualized it many a times. Okay, now यहाँ पे हमने briefly we have discussed a bit about Shantiniketan in West Bengal and sacred ensembles of Hoysalas, because these two sites got the World Heritage Site status last year in 2023 and were also asked in preliminary examination this year. In fact, I'll tell you an interesting incident. 11:30 पे पेपर खत्म हुआ तो हमने पेपर वो सॉल्यूशन बनाना शुरू किया. At 1 निखिल सर comes to me and says, सर गड़बड़ हो गई. मैंने कहा क्या हुआ? सर वो ना वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट पे 2 क्वेश्चन है, इस बार मैं वीडियो बना नहीं पाया उस पर. मैंने कहा सर करंट अफेयर्स में हो गया. तो करंट अफेयर्स गिव्स यू दैट एडवांटेज. सर परेशान थे और सर खुश हो गए. He realized कि नहीं, everyone would have revised it. And मैंने कहा, not only had we done these questions in current affairs, these topics in current affairs, we had also practiced questions on them. तो अपने students आराम से उसे कर लेंगे, कोई टेंशन. तो these you will see World Heritage Site से इस बार 2 सवाल आए थे. छोटा सा factual part which we are studying in 10 minutes and could have given you 2 questions, could have given you an advantage of 4 marks. Just थोड़ा carefully पढ़ने से. But today what we want to emphasize on is Moidam, the mound burial of Ahom dynasty. Now, Ahoms ruled over Assam from around 13th century to 19th century. जब तक ब्रिटिशर्स का वहां पेनिट्रेशन हुआ, they ruled there for 600 years. And their first city, the first major city that they established was this Charai Dev. And it is here they have their burials. Burial को हम mound burial बोल रहे हैं because over the burial they are creating this mound. This continued till 19th century when they started or when they adopted the Hindu practice of what does Hindus generally do with their dead? Cremation. उससे पहले they continued with this practice of creating this mound burials for their dead. They considered them sacred. In fact, you will see Moidams mean, in a home language, it means home for spirit. Using so they for 600 years they created these mounds. They believed that their monarchs were divine. They developed a distinct funerary tradition of constructing moidams for royal burials. After 18th century, Ahom's ruler adopted the Hindu method of cremation, later entombing the cremated bones and ashes in the moidam at Charedo. So even after that, the ashes were entombed, but not to that big an extent. So abhi this has been added in the World Heritage Site list. So abhi in history, when you study history, you study about Ahom dynasty more. Here, जैसे last year question आया था, कैसा क्वेश्चन कि 2024 में क्या ऐड हुआ है, ऐसा नहीं आएगा. बट सपोज दे गिव यू 4 वर्ल्ड हेरिटेज साइट्स एंड दे टेल यू arrange them in the order in which chronological order in which they were added in the World Heritage list, or they give you 4 heritage sites and they ask you arrange them from north to south, east to west. These type of questions also come. You should be able to answer. So these are mound burials of Ahom dynasty. They kept on making these burials for around 600 years. Usme their kings were buried. सबसे important location, सबसे important site is this Charaidev, which was not only their first city, but we're also calling it necropolis. Necropolis is what? जहाँ पे वो अपने डेड को रख रहे हैं. एक important जैसे पॉलिटन कोई जगह होती है, that's important place, important city. Necro is associated with dead being, dead bodies. So necropolis, that term is used there. Anyways, so do we have clarity on what these things are? But इससे भी ज़्यादा important, the overall World Heritage Site, who is deciding which when something will be getting added, how many sites of India are there? In general, the natural, if we do not have to remember all 35 cultural heritage sites, but 7 जो natural heritage sites हैं, वो तो पता ही होने चाहिए. And 35 World Heritage Sites जो cultural heritage sites भी हैं, there also what do we have to do? We have to ensure that we are reading them whenever we are coming to this booklet. अब अगले week test है, You will go through this booklet. In the monthly test, you will go through this booklet. So एक बार just go through all the list and think about it. Ajanta caves. अच्छा एलोरा भी है. अच्छा एलिफेंटा भी है. So when you'll think of in this manner and they give you some other cave, you'll be like नहीं नहीं मैंने ध्यान दिया था caves में अजंता है, लोरा है, हम्पी है. अच्छा हम्पी भी है. पट्टादकल के temples भी है, वो भी. तो when you'll think of all these things, abhi some you may not be able to understand everything, but by the time your ancient medieval culture would be over, you will see that most of these places you know a lot more things about it. And while writing your history answer, you can say कि now it has been given World Heritage Site status. वो advantage भी मिलेगा. And while revising them, you can think of the history section. Okay.